Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Brandon, and welcome back to episode 24 of the Integrity Online Dynasty. And in today's episode, there's no kind of live game audio or anything, and it's not because I lost it, but it's actually because I was on vacation in Ocean City, Maryland when I played this game. And let me tell you, it was an absolute hassle and miracle that I was able to get this game recorded. First off, getting my PlayStation and all my recording equipment down there was extremely hard, and then when I was getting it all set up, my PlayStation froze on its boot up screen, and I was really nervous and thought that it was broken for good, but I somehow managed to get that back to working, and then to not only record, but to even play the game. I couldn't play it on a television, but I instead had to play it on my laptop screen through my Elgato game capture software, which meant that there was a slight delay between the game actually happening and me seeing it, which made it a lot harder to pass, so I knew I was going to have to run the ball a lot. And on top of all of that, there was no Wi-Fi, so I actually had to use my iPhone SE's hotspot to even get into the Dynasty, and it just made everything 10 times more complicated. So I sat on my suitcase and absolutely raced through this game, just so afraid that something would give out, stop working, or break, and by some miracle, I have the footage today. So this far into the video, I have showed you our recruiting, as well as Noah Cain being third on the Heisman watch, but we have actually been bumped up to the #1 team in the nation in both the coaches and the media poll, so I'm very excited about that, jumping over top of Clemson, and that's something great. So I think the last thing that I show you guys before we get into the game is the game previews, as Ohio State was struggling and railing at this point in the season. They were 3-3, 0-2 in the conference, not having a great year, and I thought it would be a really good time to just put the gas pedal down and bury them. They were led by CJ Stroud, Master Teague III, and Julian Fleming, and we have basically our same guys as our team leaders, and our season at 5-0 was going great at the time, and we are just looking to win. Also going to point out that we had Ryan Parker and Bryant Brooks as visiting prospects, and even though it probably wasn't the best week for them, I'm still glad they got to visit. So we got the ball to start off, and for our first play, Noah Cain got the handoff and went for about 3 yards up the middle. Then on 2nd and 7, Taquan Roberson found Parker Washington over the middle for a pickup of 19 yards. He then connected with Bretton Strange on the angle route on a huge 3rd and 5 to get us a first down to the 15-yard line. Finally, on 2nd and goal from the 1, the handoff went to Noah Cain, who put us up 7-0 over Ohio State. The Buckeyes then came out empty on offense, and CJ Stroud found Cade Stover for a pickup of 4 on their first play. He then kept it himself with the read option on 3rd and 1 and picked up a first down with 11 yards. Then on 3rd and 11, he'd find Emeka Egbuka, who would be short of the first and would bring up 4th down, where they would punt. We quickly got to 3rd and 6, where Taquan Roberson found Parker Washington over the middle, who got a huge first down to about the 20-yard line. Then on 2nd and 9, he found Washington again, who had a huge 25-yard pickup to about the 41-yard line. Noah Cain then barely converted on a 3rd and inches, but on 3rd and 9, I almost got sacked, but was able to get the ball away, which brought up 4th down. Luckily, Jordan Stout was able to make the 47-yard field goal, which put us up 10-0, 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Then on a big 3rd and 1, CJ Stroud was able to find Cade Stover, who broke a tackle and was able to get a big first down to about the 44-yard line. But on 3rd and 10, he sailed this ball over everyone's head, and they ended up punting on 4th down. When I got the ball back, I chewed a bit of clock, but ended up throwing an incompletion on 3rd and 5, and we had to punt. Luckily, on 3rd and 10, CJ Stroud threw a Hail Mary, which ended up getting picked off by Enzo Jennings to end the first half, with the score being 10-0 Penn State. The Buckeyes then got the ball back to start the second half, and on 3rd and 9, CJ Stroud threw a deep ball, which ended up being picked off by Jair Brown, who got a good return to about the 44-yard line. On the very next play, Noah Cain got a handoff and a big block by Theo Johnson, and ended up taking this run down to about the 25-yard line. He then got the ball again on 3rd and inches and ended up going into the end zone, which made the score 17-0. On Ohio State's next offensive play, CJ Stroud was looking for Master Teague III out of the backfield, but instead found Jesse Luketa, who took it back for a touchdown in a very similar way to his pick six against Ball State in real life. Their next drive didn't start off so great either, as CJ Stroud took the snap and was sacked by Curtis Jacobs for a loss of 8. Then on 3rd and 15, it was Brandon Smith who got into the backfield and once again sacked CJ Stroud. Then on offense, Noah Cain squeezed through the hole and had a huge run up to about the 13-yard line. He then made a nice catch on this sketchy pass from Taquan Roberson and got down to the 1-yard line before punching it in on the next play to give us a 31-point lead. Then Ohio State finally got a big play on offense with this pass to Master Teague III, who spun under a tackle and got to about the 45-yard line. Stroud then found Marvin Harrison Jr. over the middle for a nice pickup of about 29. Then on 2nd and inches, he found Harrison Jr. again over the middle for a touchdown to make it 31-7. On the ensuing kickoff, Devin Ford had a nice return up the left sideline before finally being brought down near the 46. He then started off the fourth quarter with a 15-yard run up the middle as we started to chew clock, and Brenton Strange made a nice 13-yard catch. We then came out empty on 3rd and 7, and Taquan Roberson made a nice play to avoid the sack and pick up a first down before fumbling, which was luckily recovered by Brenton Strange. Noah Cain then ran it in behind 3 tight ends to put our lead back to 31. Ohio State then had a nice drive, which was started off by this 12-yard run by Master Teague III, and then a couple of big throws to tight end Cade Stover, which both went for first downs and kept the drive moving for the Buckeyes. Then on 4th and 10, Stroud was able to find Sam Hart over the middle, who was able to pick up a first down and keep this drive alive. Then on 1st and 10, a tired CJ Stroud was sacked by Curtis Jacobs, and the fumble was recovered by Cole Brevard. Ohio State then didn't call any timeouts, and we were able to pick up a first down and run out the clock. And after that 7-yard pickup by Noah Cain, we just let the clock tick down, and that is your ball game. Penn State defeats Ohio State by a final score of 38-7, and I was just so happy to have finished this game and not had anything go completely wrong. Taking a quick look at the player stats, we only had to throw the ball 11 times because Noah Cain had over 200 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns. Receiving had an alright day, though obviously we didn't throw the ball a lot, but defensively we had a great game. 3 sacks and 3 picks, one from Jair Brown, one from Enzo Jennings, and then a huge pick 6 from Jesse Luketa. Now a quick look at the team stats. Although it wasn't under ideal circumstances, we did what we needed to do to go 1-0 this week. Well guys, that's all I have for you in this episode. It was a really stressful game for me to both play and record, but we ended up doing what we needed to do to go 1-0 and get the win. And let me know what you guys think of this video format, kind of the post-game recording, shorter video. Let me know if I should keep this up for the rest of our computer games, and maybe I will. But that's all I have for you in this episode, and I will see you next time.